Hi, welcome to the very first lesson, which is on order of operations. So let's say we have a problem like this one. We have some addition, we have some exponents, parentheses, subtraction, multiplication, subtraction again, we have some division. How do we know what to do when? Okay, this is why we have standards. Somebody came up with the order of operations, and that lets us have a consistent way to write mathematical problems in a way that someone else can understand. So the order of operations, the convention, is that we're going to work inside the parentheses first, then we're going to work on the exponents, then we'll do multiplication and division in order from left to right, and then lastly we'll do addition and subtraction in order from left to right. So the order of operations are parentheses, then exponents, then multiplication and division, then addition and subtraction. And this acronym, PEMDAS, is what we use to remember the order. Alright, so let's work on this first one. Let's do one easier one first. Okay, so let's go over to number 3, just so we can get a feel for how this works, and then we'll do number 5. Okay, so we have 22 minus 3 times 2 plus 5. So let's just write out our PEMDAS so we can remember it. PEMDAS. Okay, great. So we have 22 minus 3 times 2. Get a dot there, plus 5. Okay. So according to order of operations, we'll do the parentheses first, but there aren't any. Then we'll do the exponents. Again, there aren't any. Then we'll do multiplication and division. Okay, so let's work on this multiplication and division. Alright, we have 22 minus 3. We're not going to do that, so we'll just copy it down. Okay. We have a negative 3 times 2, so we'll do that. That's negative 6. And then we'll just copy down the plus 5. Alright, awesome. After the multiplication and division, we'll move on to addition and subtraction. And we'll do that in order from left to right. So 22 minus 6 first. 22 minus 6 is 16 plus 5. And then lastly, 16 plus 5 is 21. Alright, great. Okay, let us move on then to number 5. Let's try that one. Okay, a little bit of a step up. We can do it. Let's rewrite our order of operations so we can remember them. Parentheses first, okay, then exponents, then multiplication and division, and then addition and subtraction. So in this problem, let me copy it down real quick. 24 plus 4 times 2 squared minus 1 divided by 4 times 2 minus 5. So the very first thing we're going to look at is inside the parentheses. So in these parentheses, we want to do 2 squared minus 1. But before we could do 2 squared minus 1, we need to break that down even further. So inside the parentheses, we're going to use order of operations. The very first thing we'll do is the exponent. Okay, so let me write it over here. We have 24 plus 4. I'm just going to copy everything down except for the part that I'm working on. We have 2 squared is 4 minus 1 divided by, and on the bottom we're also going to use order of operations. Okay, so we're working on the top and the bottom separately. On the bottom we're going to use order of operations that tell us parentheses first, none, exponents, none, so we'll do multiplication and division. So multiplication, we have 4 times 2 is 8, and then minus 5. Great. Okay, let's continue working on the top now. The next thing on the top, we're still inside the parentheses. So we'll have 4 minus 1. So 24 plus 4 minus 1 is 3. So, sorry, 24 plus 4, and then 4 minus 1 is 3. Okay. And then on the bottom, the only thing we have left is 8 minus 5, which is 3. Okay, so let's keep working. Work on the top. Now that we've done everything in the parentheses, there's just a 3 there, so there's nothing else to do in the parentheses. We'll move on to exponents. There aren't any. And we'll do multiplication and division. So we have this 4 times 3. So that'll be the next thing. So I'll copy down the 24. And then 4 times 3 is 12. Okay. And then the denominator, we're already finished, so we'll leave it alone. Great. Then lastly, we'll finish up this numerator. Well, second to lastly, finish up the numerator. 24 plus 12 is 36 divided by 3. And then lastly, we need to reduce. So 36 divided by 3 is 12.